These two animations look identical, but one of them took 1 hour to render, whilst the other only took 15 minutes. And I will show you how that's possible right now. For this demonstration, I'm using this classroom scene which you can download from the Blender's website. And of course, you can use your own scene as well. Now the setting that we will be changing is actually not even in the render settings, but it's in the output settings. And it's this step value, which determines how many frames does Blender skip. If it's set to 1, Blender will render each frame one by one, and if it's set to 2, Blender will render every 2 frames, and so on. But as you can guess, if we reduce our rendered frames, then our animation will obviously turn out choppy. But don't worry, we have a solution for that, and that is by using the free version of DaVinci Resolve. For this scene, I think I can go as far as 4 before things start to get too choppy. If your animation is more complex, you might want to lower this number down to 3 or 2. After rendering, feel free to open up DaVinci and drag all of your renders into the timeline. But now, we have a problem. Since our file names are not in correct order, DaVinci will not recognize them as a sequence. And to fix it, it's really easy. All you have to do is select the first frame and then press Ctrl A on your keyboard to select all the other frames. And then right click on your first frame and rename it to whatever you want. And now all the frames are numbered correctly. Now we can finally drag it into our timeline and they come out as a sequence. And as you can see, when we play it back, it's pretty fast, so we have to slow it down by pressing Ctrl R and moving these handles around. The percentage that we need to slow our animation to is determined by the value that we previously set as our frame step. In this case, since I set my step to 4, now I have to slow down my animation to 25%. Because 100 divided by 4 is 25. Then I go in the Inspector tab, which you can open up by pressing this button. And under Retime and Scaling, I set my retime process to Optical Flow and my motion estimation to Enhanced Better. If you have the studio version of DaVinci, you can set this to AI Speed Warp Better, which can give you better results. But now if I play this back, it's going to play as smooth as intended. But you can see that at the end especially, there is a bit of wobbliness, which it does get resolved if we change the motion estimation to AI Speed Warp. But another solution is to choose a lower step count, like 2 or 3. 4 does seem to be a little too much. And with that said, thanks for watching, bye, see ya.